Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
I don't know if this is just a tapeworm speaking.
Is this me, or is there a super smart tapeworm inside of me?
I think
I'm going to wait till you go.
I think we have an animated series.
I'm going to wait till you go to sleep tonight to find out.
Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every single week we choose a popular saying to take an admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, and if we're lucky, educational. Dive into its usage, its origins, but mostly we're going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Dress. You guys both have headbands on.
Yeah, didn't you get the memo?
Why are you wearing one? Beetlebat always wears one.
I
It's
use
National
it to hold
Headband
back
Week.
my hair from falling out.
All right.
Oh, that works for you.
That's
somehow.
cute.
Somehow you make that work.
You like the
That's cute.
setup?
That's nice.
Segue. My name is Jurassic Mark.
I'm skinny.
And between us today, we have the beautiful
Illustrious
Luscious.
Beetlebat.
That's
Beetlebat.
fantastic.
That's right.
Congratulations. Lots changed in your life since we saw you last.
He's wearing a ring.
I'm married.
Boom.
That's me.
And that's exactly why we have you on this specific episode, because today's idiom is, well, let's play a little clip. Here we go.
Here we go. I'm finally a
I
mister.
swear that woman's got a cast-iron stomach.
Cast.Iron.Stomach.
Yeah, the
How-
clip's playing behind you now, huh?
Yeah, right. We're high tech.
upgrading our game.
Seriously,
Whoa.
high tech.
How is it? How are you finding married life? Getting like that fun cooking all the time and coming
Well-
home to them warm meals and things?
Yeah, actually, she's decided to cook more, which is nice. She's cooked me lunches for the week.
That's pretty
What?
awesome.
Crazy stuff.
Wow.
I've eaten.
Well, so
Look at me.
she'll probably like you just stepped out of a Sally Struthers commercial for like a Feed the World or something.
Yeah.
In the arms of an angel.
And now he's gaining weight. So actually, speaking of cast iron stomach, you have the metabolism of a 4-year-old. Like, you stay so slim and you eat garbage.
Maybe you have a
I don't know
tapeworm.
what you're saying. Ooh, I hope
know.
so.
I heard this. I don't know if it's accurate that you're supposed to, like, when someone's sleeping, not that you're supposed to do this to them while they're sleeping, but they know in advance that you take a flashlight to their bum. Have you heard about this?
I do this all the time.
Something about if there's worms, apparently they come out at night.
If you ever hear me ask if I can sleep over,
I heard a. I
I
heard
couch
a,
I can crash
But
on.
I didn't have a flashlight, so I just used matches. Is that an issue?
I heard an actual story. I don't know if that was all
so-
just a setup for a joke.
No, this is a real thing.
For worms and
Yeah.
But I heard
someone has worms.
a story where somebody had a big long parasite and they just starved themselves and then put a piece of food next to their mouth while they were sleeping.
No.
And it came all the way out and then went
Like
in-
The Last of Us kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's
and
not
then
good.
because of that they could feel it, so they woke up and then they stabbed a knife through it and were like,
So does that kind of parasite live in your stomach? Speaking of cast iron stomach.
it's a long travel from between your nether regions through to your mouth. Like it's not traveling like 40 yards.
So
a
is
night
it
or
just
something.
like a few feet down, grabbing food as it goes
I
down?
think a tapeworm actually
Is it double-ended?
Isn't it just a general term? Like it can actually be, you could have a tapeworm in your lungs, but that's usually not where they are. Like a tapeworm actually latches onto one of your organs. It doesn't actually latch on to it's not like eating the food as you're eating it.
We had a volunteer live fact checker last week, and if she were here today, we would know the answer to what you're saying.
Well, maybe they can work on that. So either way,
Like,
it's not
if-
like
if
you're
you-
holding a sandwich by your butt and waiting, hoping that it comes out. Like the tapeworm was like, what is that?
That's a butt muncher.
Is that
Okay,
is
so-
that peanut butter?
The idiom is butt muncher? What's the idiom? I'm already lost.
It's cast iron stomach.
Okay.
So cast iron stomach, just to clear it all up, is a phrase used to describe somebody who can supposedly, they just never experience stomach aches. They can eat anything. Here's an example in use. It's too spicy for me, but John will love it. He has a cast iron stomach. So is it just that we threw you off? Because I happen to know you brought something.
Well, yes, I did bring something. Well, you said spicy. It's not just about spicy, though, right? It's
No.
like...
It's like you can just digest anything.
You were there for the time that we did century eggs.
I wasn't actually there, but I saw you guys do it.
Yeah, so I've got a pretty good constitution, and
It
that
doesn't
one,
look like it from the video.
that one did me in. It was like when you bit into it, and it was like oozing green.
Yeah.
It was like.
So is that more about texture and sight than it was the taste?
Pustulating like as we were eating it. It's not good.
Right.
Well, I did bring some.
I ralphed into my own mouth and still continued to swallow it.
Well, that's good.
So
At least you got it down.
what did you bring?
Well, I brought some lovely ice cream, which should,
You don't need cast iron stomach
in
for that.
theory, be easy to stomach. But
I love me some ice cream.
we went all the way down to
Thank you.
the good old Asian market of Henlong Market.
Oh, Henlong.
Good old Henlong. And
Yep.
we got ourselves some sweet corn and cheese ice cream.
I got
Really?
Yeah.
a concussion when I ran headlong into a...
Look, even, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but you can even see the grated cheese in it.
Really?
Yeah, there's like,
Sweet corn and cheese ice cream.
This could be amazing.
You ready?
it might be good.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I don't mind that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I can taste the corn right away.
Is
So
that
the
fun?
corn is the cream part.
Yeah.
There's
and
not
then
chunks of corn.
And then there's just little grated cheese.
Grated
the cheese
cheese.
is almost
Grated cheese in
Loft.
corn-flavored ice cream.
You ever have the feeling that
that's pretty
someone was on wacky on the meth when they decided what flavor they wanted to do at the Henlong Market?
I don't think so, because taste that. It's not bad
People
at all.
often say that nothing pairs better than corn and cheese. I've heard that. Like peanut butter and chocolate.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
Like
What?
strawberries
You wouldn't
bananas.
put grated
Shepherd's
cheese.
pie. A shepherd's pie is corn and cheese, and it's delicious.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess. Like a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Well, plus the shredded cheese you put on corn on the cob.
Right? You shred cheese on popcorn.
Corn tortilla with cheese on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corn and cheese. Lifelong friends.
Oh, isn't it a thing? That snack like in Mexico?
Yeah, they
Street-
get the thing.
Yeah, that
corn.
street vendor kind of thing. Don't they put cheese on that?
I think so.
Probably.
I think so. Yeah, like
I just
mayo
remember
and
it was
cheese.
thrown
Oh,
into
yeah,
a guy's
mayo and
eye. And
Parmesan.
not
Mayo and
deliberate.
Parmesan. Yeah, with some like some of that hot powder. That
Yep.
cayenne
Yeah.
type stuff. This is pretty tasty.
Great, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So there you go. You don't need a cast iron stomach after all. Corn and cheese ice cream. Yeah, it's
Thank
3
you.
thumbs up. 2, 3 thumbs up. There we go.
Yeah, that's easy to get into. Well, I did come across this little gem when I was looking up cast iron related things. When the food arrived, it was in a cast iron pot. The boyfriend reached over to have the lid pop up. They're at a Chinese food restaurant. Had the lid popped up, and staring back at him were 2 beady eyes. Popped the lid up on the cast iron thing, and 2 beady eyes. Then the lid slammed down. The couple were weirded out by this, but the boyfriend reached over again, only to have the lid pop back up again. The beady eyes staring at him. The lid slammed down. They called the waiter over and said, "We ordered the chicken surprise, and this thing is still alive." The waiter replied, "Oh, so sorry. We accidentally gave you Peking duck."
I thought the joke was gonna be chicken surprise.
No, that's a Peking duck. Makes complete sense. Do you guys cook with cast iron at all?
I have. It seems like it's a lot more work to maintain a cast iron pan than it's worth.
Okay, fair enough. But you can take it like when you're camping. Camping
That's
is
true.
brilliant.
And you can put it right on the fire.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have you been there camping when I've done like pineapple upside down cake in a fire?
No.
It's amazing.
In a cast iron pot?
In a cast iron, you got to use cast iron because the way the heat transfer.
Is it like the Dutch oven? Like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you and all your words
I
and things and
That's
stuff.
me. I have that.
Yes, words.
Yeah. And so that's probably like the more famous, the pineapple upside down cake.
Huh.
Cast iron. Cast iron is a great way to cook. But you are correct that if you get it like in season, those cast iron guys, they get it like Teflon. Like it's so slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like cooking eggs
If you
on.
get it in season. What does that mean?
If you see, you have to like
have to season
they call
it.
season the pan. It's basically like you cook on it so many times and you get the oil real hot that there's oil like embedded into the cast iron.
Really?
And so then it becomes like non-stick basically.
Yes.
Interesting.
Words out of his mouth hole. Again.
Feeding the tapeworm.
Was that you speaking or the tapeworm speaking?
Listen, I don't know.
I don't know if this is just the tapeworm speaking.
Is this me or is there a super smart tapeworm inside of me?
I think
I'm going to wait till you go.
I think we have an animated series.
I'm going to wait till you go to sleep tonight to find out.
A China
Are you
flashlight.
talking out your butt?
That's where that comes from.
That's where that phrase comes from. The end, everyone. Thanks for coming. So, having a cast iron to cook with, particularly camping, is actually like a blast. Like it's something fun to do.
Why do you say what? How do you associate it's a blast with? See, I always stick at camping because it just seems campy light. Like it can take the flames.
Well, so yeah, but I actually I predominantly use it when I'm camping, so I don't know. I just associate it that way.
So camping's a blast.
Well, it's good to take it in if you're going on like a big backpacking trip. It's nice and light. And
yeah,
this is you and your tapeworm
and your cast iron.
You know, nothing blows up an air mattress like a tapeworm. Yeah, that's just a little word for the wise right there.
What?
What are you saying?
Well, because in terms of blowing up an air mattress, think of the value of like the one exhale plus the tapeworm.
Also exhaling?
Yeah.
That took too much explanation.
So confused with these tapeworm comments. I don't think half of them make sense.
I'm still not sure whether it attaches to your organ or because how is it going to come out your mouth if you just lay a sandwich there while you're sleeping?
I didn't say it was a tapeworm. I said it was a parasite. There's lots of different kinds of parasites.
There's two?
Guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. Yeah,
well,
so it can't be with flashlights and bombs or eating sandwiches when you sleep and attached to your organs. It's like a super villain at that point.
It would need multiple mouths.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe they do have multiple, like one at each end of a tapeworm.
Like a hydra minus 5 ends.
That's a starfish.
Yeah.
With mouths on each. What are we talking about?
I don't know. I've been lost for a while now. You guys started talking about tapeworms, and I've been confused.
Back to cast iron stomach. So a person who can eat anything. So this well, maybe we'll save it for our origins. Usually I play a little game here to see if you can guess the origins, but it seems a little on the nose, a cast iron stomach, so I couldn't even be creative enough to come up with fake ones because
it's going to be a cast iron stomach.
Pretty much.
Have you seen that Norm Macdonald bit with the man grate?
Cast iron.
Iron.
Cast iron.
Well, you keep saying iron. It's iron.
Iron. Huh? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, apparently
you don't want dry meat.
Apparently he lost that sponsorship.
Oh, right. I forgot it was a real...
It was a real product. It was just so...
The man grate.
Yeah. And
he
would like give it to the guests. And the guests were like, this is heavy. And he's like, yeah, it's really heavy. It's terrible. It's a feature.
It's made with cast iron.
Cast iron.
So that's what I think, a cast iron. But we should probably actually find out where it really comes from. It's probably something really obscure and different.
I hope so.
Said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
Electric clarinet.
How terrifying would a starfish be if it had a mouth at each of its ends?
I think they actually do.
That would be
You
terrifying.
were saying that, and I think starfish have like...
Isn't it dead center?
Isn't it every single thing a mouth?
I thought it was dead center.
Like it's all teeth?
I think it's all. Like they just can just onto anything. And no matter where it lands on them, they can just kind of absorb it.
Wow.
Huh. I think you could be making
This
that
is
up.
also a reason to have a fact checker in the room. So the expression cast iron stomach specifically, although cast iron has been thrown around different meanings, cast iron stomach, meaning you can pretty much, your stomach can handle anything, comes or became popular around the early 1900s. Cast iron, of course, is a type of metal that is commonly used in cooking. We've made that clear. Cast iron pans are known to be tough, resilient. If a person's stomach were actually made of cast iron, they would just have a very strong and almost indestructible stomach, is the whole idea of it. So cast iron, here's a little science behind it, is an alloy of iron that contains 2 to 4% carbon. And it's often used to make pots and pans and other things. Cast iron was produced where? Where did cast iron come from?
I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. Antarctic.
Close. Want to take a guess?
South Arctica?
Okay, if it was made today, where would it be found?
South Arctica.
China. It's made in China.
Oh, weird.
Cast iron was produced in China as early as the 6th century, which surprised me it was that old, actually. But it only started to emerge in Europe in the 15th century, two
It does last a
millennia
long
later.
time.
When used in the saying "cast iron stomach," here's a nerdy grammatical thing. As an idiom, I talk about grammar and then say as an idiom.
The idiom called
cast
unless
iron
it's cast
should
iron
be
back.
hyphenated because it's a compound adjective. So the hyphen joins the word. So my stomach is made of cast iron.
Iron.
No hyphen. But if it's I have a cast iron stomach, hyphen.
No hyphen. No hyphen.
I
No
just thought
hyphen
that
for
was
you 1 year.
I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, that's the extent of the origins. It was made in China in the 6th century and has never left. And probably is the one you have is probably also made in China.
Lodge. Mine's Lodge.
Lodge where?
brand. Lodge brand.
Lodge brand.
Lodge brand.
Good old Lodge cast iron.
Do it.
Made in China.
Having it's a fun way. Now, this is stupid, but so is most other things that come out of my mouth. Okay,
this
did you
about a
know
tapeworm
about
again?
finishing a steak versus like the cooking a steak?
No.
What? No.
Okay. I didn't know about this overall. So you can cook something like in the oven, whatever, bake it. But there's like finishing something, or you can put it in like, you can sous vide it. You can put it in a crock pot.
I mean, the way I was raised, we had to finish
Yeah.
what was put in front of us.
But finishing like so that you sear it, so you can like barbecue it. You can like coal.
But aren't there ways
can
where you're
use it-
searing it first?
Yeah, the reverse sear. Yeah, so you can cook and then sear.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can cook and then you can cook and then sear, or sear and then cook. Different techniques on it. But so, like, have you ever had anything that's come out sous vide or something where you'll
What's sous vide?
You boil it in a bag.
listen to the words out of his mouth hole?
Listen, it's the most. A lot of people do it because
Tell
you
him,
can
tapeworm.
cook it very, very precise. Is when you sous vide, but it's the most unappetizing sounding one. You shove a thing in a plastic bag and then you boil that plastic bag.
Why the bag? Why not just boil it?
Because then it gets too wet and absorbs too much moisture.
so
and you want a
it
soggy
stays in
steak.
its own juices.
Yeah. So you do that. You boil it, but then if you pull it out, it just kind of looks like this grayish,
Okay,
not
so-
appetizing meat.
Okay, so that then you have to
Then you
finish
sear
it.
it.
Then you finish it.
Oh.
And you
one of the-
baste it with the butter, with the thyme and the rosemary.
Yes,
You season it.
your
You
mouth hole is
slice
getting
it,
smarter and
Little
smarter.
horseradish on the side.
What?
Cast iron.
Okay, so you take that searing process, doing it on cast iron. Cast iron is the best. So it's either camping or doing steaks is my cast iron.
Huh.
The extent of my cast iron.
Cast
because
iron.
because it comes out not looking good at all. So you have to. You
Mm-hmm.
can use a flamethrower. People do. It's an actual thing.
You could just
Flamethrower
rub your
or a
hands
blowtorch?
together really, really hot, and then
It can't be a flamethrower.
It's this
Like a
it's
cooking blowtorch.
Yeah, it's
You can
It's
pour-
not like
heavy duty.
It's not like 15 feet away.
you can pour lighter fluid
like
on
World
it
War
and
II.
then light it.
like World War II
That's
into
like
a bunker.
Steak Diane, except that's with lighter fluid or alcohol.
Here's
Well,
a little,
it's up to you. You can choose whatever you want.
it's a little ditty about Steak and Diane.
Little ditty.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So those are the cast iron for finishing steaks.
Well, here's a little story that has nothing to do with food, but does have to do with cast iron stomach. There was a famous wrestler named Joseph Pepper Gomez,
Okay.
who, so he was a pro wrestler, star of the 1960s and 70s, and known for his, quote, cast iron stomach that opponents loved to jump on. So he was always, he was a gentle guy, but he had nicknames, or his opponents' nicknames were things like killer or strangler or worse, and he was always allowing them to jump and land like 2 feet onto his stomach. Like this was his shtick.
Whoa.
And they would climb ladders, like 20-foot high ladders, and jump and land 2 feet on his stomach. And so that's why he was known as the Joseph. What did I say his middle name was? Joseph Pepper Gomez, the cast iron stomach. He had like Volkswagen Beetles drive across his stomach. Like it was all a
So
part.
he just had like killer abs.
Yeah, basically. So this in 1996 interview, they always called me the man with the cast iron stomach, and I prided myself on my physique. So it goes on. He came up when I was looking anything to do with Cast Iron Stomach. He came up multiple times. He was a tag team. He wrestled in Mexico, like all these battle royales. He was beat up his whole life, but it was all about his stomach. Drew crowds, like filled New York's Madison Square Garden, all these things. But this is how the article, like I'm telling you about him, but this is how the article starts. So everything, his whole career was based on beating up on his stomach. Mm-hmm. Therefore, the nickname Cast Iron Stomach.
Yeah.
This is how the article starts. Joseph Pepper Gomez of Alameda, a pro wrestler star of the 1960s and 1970s, best known for his cast iron stomach that opponents loved to jump on, died Thursday from abdominal infection at a local hospital.
That sucks. That's the way to go.
There, we got a picture of him right over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That's sad.
That's pretty good.
To be fair, he was 77. So a career of having your stomach jumped on.
Yeah.
He was all right, but still, that is what he died of.
Or he had a very powerful tapeworm.
I feel like
possible.
I missed out on something. It
How
feels
do you
like
know
you
it
guys are
wasn't?
referencing things that are outside of this podcast.
No, he's not.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
only from this.
Okay, so Harry Houdini, isn't that what got him? Because he used to do like that. His elaborate tricks and feats of strength and all the rest of it.
How did Harry Houdini die?
That he took a sucker punch from.
How did Harry Houdini die?
We got a shrug from the fact
Yeah,
checker.
thanks over there.
Fact checker's awesome.
Instead of looking it up, they're like, I don't know. You think I know everything over here?
So yeah, so one of the things was that he would take a punch from anybody, and they could just lay into him, and that he could take a punch, but that he wasn't like flexed, and someone sucker punched him, and that he had like a organ damage. And
Really?
that was what.
Yeah, we're
That's
getting a
right.
thumbs up. You nailed it.
Aw, Harry. What a lame way for Harry to go.
Yeah.
Just get
Yeah.
punched.
So he's like,
He wasn't dangling upside down over a...
I don't know if he did a trick and then.
shark-infested tank.
Yeah.
Nope, somebody sucker punched him in the stomach.
What a way to go!
Him and Joseph Pepper Gomez.
Joseph Pepper Gomez. The Peps, I call him.
It's not GSP, it's GPG.
JPG.
JPG?
JPG.
Joseph. JPEG.
I've got a picture of him right here.
I got a JPEG of JPEG. Anyway, that's the true living cast iron stomach pro wrestler, Joseph Pepper Gomez. And yeah, that's all I came with.
That's a good one. Well, I feel smarter. You guys ready to jump into some ending of the old podcast there?
What, no more?
Hey, you guys want to end this whole here podcast, eh?
It's very
Give a little
Canadian,
enderoonie to this here podcast.
You don't have
but- for a rip there, boys.
you don't have one more tapeworm comment to say or anything?
But do you need a moment? Sure, I could come up with one. So I was. Anybody see that new D&D movie?
I did not.
What?
actually.
Of you of all people, I thought would see it.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the lore. I've played it and I had fun with some friends, but it was mainly us just goofing around, trying to get the dungeon master mad at us by being like, he's like, look at this big adventure, and we're like, we want to go behind the pub and
Where he hasn't
stalk
thought of-
this lady and see where she's going.
Too long.
Okay.
Riddle is a game we like to play. It takes two-part trivia-based requires a two-part overlapping answer, overlapping by syllable, word, or word. So, for example, last week, episode 223, we had the pleasure of having Alpha Gecko with me, and we left you with this one. He co-starred. Oh, this don't look over here. Did you look at the answer?
I didn't.
All right, this is from last week. Let's see if we can get it. The idiom of last week was bad blood. That'll give you a little hint. He co-starred with Schwarzenegger in Jingle All the Way, but had not good hemoglobin.
I I got it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Go ahead. This
the
is a good one.
comedian, the best comedian in the world, Sinbad Blood.
That's right. Sinbad Blood. And that's how you play Riddlink.
I was locked into Danny DeVito and could not get out.
But he's not in Jingle All the Way.
Thank you.
He's in
Twins or something.
Twins, yeah.
I couldn't get it out. Danny DeVito.
He's in Twins with Schwarzenegger. Isn't he in the same Batman as Schwarzenegger too, as the Penguin?
Oh yeah,
And
that's
Mr.
right.
Freeze.
Oh, is he? Is that the same one? Oh.
Anyway, well, I've got a couple of riddlings prepared.
I got a couple. Did you have time to? I know you were.
I didn't really.
the last 2
'cause-
weeks has been surprise guests trying to just drag you guys in,
Yeah.
but had to have you when I heard about your ice cream.
Let me think. Maybe I can think of one.
All right, Skinny, go first.
I'll get one going here. Role-playing fantasy tabletop game
Okay. Yeah.
is an animated fantasy children's TV series. Role-playing fantasy tabletop game is an animated fantasy kids TV series.
Is it Dungeons and Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, that's good too, but no.
Wait, but is it Dungeons and
Dragon or Dragons?
Tales?
Wow, very good. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Dragon's Tail.
You guys are idiots. That's DuckTales.
That's very
I remember
different.
that because
Be way
Dragon
more
Tales
terrifying.
I was not allowed to watch because it had magic in it, but then I snuck into Grandma's basement and watched it anyway.
Your parents sound legalistic.
That's so funny. My wife's parents wouldn't let them watch Smurfs.
My parents wouldn't let me watch Smurfs.
That's hilarious because they were swamp demons.
Because there's Gargamel.
Oh, because of Gargamel. and
Witchcraft
it's
type stuff?
Yeah, warlock
That's so
or
funny.
whatever.
Smurfette was made by a wizard.
Was she?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Out of
Out of
Papa's
his
rib.
Out of
Out of
Papa's
his
rib.
Where have I heard this story? You got one? Okay.
Yeah, here we go. This show with this show with a steel tummy.
I think I have it. It's not just the Village Idiom,
Oh,
though.
yeah,
it's
you
the
gotta-
Village Idiom podcast, Iron Stomach.
That's
Very
it.
nice.
That's right.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what's the name of this show?
The Village Idiom.
Okay. I got another one. Unless you came up with one. You
No,
good?
I can't.
Okay,
I
okay,
can't.
okay.
It's too much.
You can't think in.
And try and guess your
Shake
guys's.
it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. I can eat anything.
Oh yeah, I got this one. You got this one?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Cast.Iron.Stomach.
Cast.Iron Stomach.
There you go.
I was thinking, hey, ya. I was like, hey, ya, Iron Stomach. That didn't work.
Well, I do. Well, wait a minute. So I thought for sure you would have the Village Idiom podcast as one of yours. So I made an extra one thinking I'd have to dump mine.
Okay.
So let's do one more for fun before
Okay,
we.
okay,
before
that
we
sounds
have
good.
one. Okay, how about this one? This one's a little. I'm disappointed in this one, but here we go. Steel Belly for Richard Dean Anderson.
Steel.
Steel Belly for Richard Dean Anderson.
Oh, is it MacGyver?
Yeah, Cast Iron.
MacGyver? Yeah.
MacGyver.
Yeah, that is disappointing.
Yeah, you should feel bad about that one.
Wait, you don't watch MacGyver.
MacGyver?
You watch MacGyver.
Stomach-gyver.
Stomach-gyver. Okay.
Stomach-gyver.
You're messing up my riddling because you can't pronounce MacGyver.
Stomach-gyver.
I miss MacGyver. I wish that MacGyver was still on
You
TV.
attempt to spin it, but that is
MacGyver?
not well put together.
You brought her.
You MacGyver.
Okay, well, I do have one more, but you tell everybody how they can get a hold of us.
You can
first.
reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebooks, the YouTubes, or the Twitters at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right, here's the last one. This tummy famous wrestler is sort of a balcony. This tummy famous wrestler is sort of a balcony.
And that is 3 Minutes Gone.
Does that one make you happier?
It's better. It's definitely better.
Okay.
I think it's better.
If the words fit together, it's going to be
Yeah.
better.
No riddling about a tapeworm. I don't know how.
MacGyver.
Oh, I should have done it on a tapeworm. Oh, well. Well, there's always next time.
You'll work it in next
Yeah.
week for sure.
Gonna eat my words.
All right,
You
we're
good?
being told we've only got a couple seconds left here, so
Wrap it up.
Should we wrap this up?
There it is.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's so close. So close.
Almost.
So I'll go first, second, third, and then you can say your name into there, okay?
Ready?
Ready? And so I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Mark.
I'm Beetlebat.
And these are the Village Idioms.
With your cast iron in the oven.
That's 3 minutes gone.